Hello and welcome to Photography 101. In this edition I want to talk to you about e-readers and tablets. But first I want to show you something that I discovered today. This is a Duracell battery. The date on it is March of 2014. It is now barely midway through April of 2014. Look at the state of it. Needless to say, I'm not greatly impressed, and I'm glad I don't use alkaline batteries anymore. I went over solely to nickel metal hydride. But back to the main thrust of today's discussion. Today I want to talk about e-readers and tablets. You are doubtless familiar with my already low opinion of e-readers and tablets. Basically, if you want a tablet or an e-reader, you're not going to get anything that's any good whatsoever unless you're going to spend round about $300 to $400 and above dollars. The iPad is good. That's the iPad mini and the iPad full size. They are good. They work. Then there is the Nexus by Google. That is good and it works. Lower price stuff, the Nook, all these other things, they're just garbage. I had a Nook once and it just went bananas every time it got into not very humid atmosphere. If I even breathed on it, it would go bananas. So with great misgivings the other day, I bought a tablet. A cheap tablet. What I would call a cheap-ass tablet. And here we are. It's a $5 tablet, and I paid more than $5 for it, but it's a $5 tablet. It's a piece of junk that if I drop it, who cares? But as you can see, it works. Now, I did not buy this for the benefit of my health. I bought this because I am getting an increasing number of documents that I need to read that are supplied solely on PDF. And while I have a decent printer back there, which you can see, it's a 5-year-old printer. The ink is cheap, especially on eBay. But I don't want to go to all the bother of printing every single damn PDF that I come across. And most of them are worth a 5-second look at best. So if I can slap them onto an e-reader, flip through them and then delete them, it saves me an awful lot of time and effort. Because it saves me wasting money on ink, wasting money on paper, and then it saves me having to cart the blessed paper all the way to the garbage skip. So I went for an e-reader. I have tried it on other things. I have tried this e-reader for web browsing and all that kind of things, but it's not good for it. It is absolute garbage for that. Yes, it connects to my Wi-Fi. It's the same model that somebody else that I know has. And they have, while they have so many problems getting it to connect to the internet and to connect to their network, I don't have any problems that way. I just find the blessed thing is slower than treacle. And it's one of these things where the technology just isn't quite there. it's a solution in search of a problem, largely, but for me, it saves me having to print out all those bloody PDF documents. Oh God, how I hate PDFs. I hate them. And I'm sure you hate them too. But I could use a phone. I could read them with a PDF reader on my phone. But the screen is too weeny. I would hate to read it on my phone, even though I have a smartphone, an elderly smartphone. So what I'm going to say is, if you're thinking of a tablet, there are two ways to go. The first way is you do what I do and just buy the cheapest tablet and just agree that it's not going to be much good for anything other than reading PDF documents. The second thing you can do is to buy an iPad or a Nexus and get the iPad 10-inch or the Nexus 10-inch and just suck up the cost. Because you're going to be spending somewhere about $400 to $600. Nothing in between this piece of junk and an iPad or a big Nexus is worth the money. You've got one of two extremes. You can either get small and cheap or big and expensive. Everything else is a total waste of time, because the larger of the cheap ones just won't perform as well as the iPad or the Nexus 10. This will do my PDFs for me. At a pinch, I can browse the internet very, very slowly. But what the heck do you expect for $50? It's an RCA tablet. And it's the cheapest I could find in Walmart. And to be quite honest, for my purpose, which is reading PDF documents, it's fine. For anything else, it's a load of garbage. And thus ends Photography 101 on tablets. Have fun, take lots of pictures. Oh, and before I leave you, resolution. The resolution on this tablet is abysmal. But I can still read PDFs. And this has been Photography 101. I am Zaphod Beeblebrox, and I look forward to seeing you in the next edition of Photography 101. Have fun, be safe.